Hi everyone, welcome to our Insta Live celebrity interview. I'm just waiting for Dr. Hilary Jones to come on and then I'm going to be interviewing him live. So please, in the comments, if you have any questions, medical questions, it's going to be all about life post-lockdown. So nothing specifically on COVID, please, but more just about general fit and well questions, health and fitness, how to keep yourself well as we go through the summer months. And going to see if Dr. Hilary's joined us yet. Not yet. Just going to wait here for Dr. Hilary. So it's really touching on life post-lockdown. Hi, Just Claire. Hi, Zach. Yeah, so it's 11 o'clock, so hopefully Dr. Hilary Jones will be joining me very shortly. Let me just check if he's here. Not yet. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Hilary. I used to, hi Maddie. I used to work at Good Morning Britain, so I was always a huge fan and always had time to talk to me, which was really nice. Hi Rose, thank you for organising this. Let's see if Dr. Hilary's with us. Not yet. We'll give it a couple more minutes and then hopefully he'll join. We're going to be also talking about staycations because Dr. Hilary's working with a campaign called British Break Off that's all about holiday homes with staycations with Willoughby. So he's going to be talking to me as well about the importance of having staycations, which I know a lot of us are going to be doing this summer. So we'll give it maybe 2 more minutes. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll address them to Dr. Hilary. Just check if he's joined. Not yet. Just been sent these lovely flowers from Rose and Wild. I'm actually sitting here and I can smell them. They're fantastic. Right, let's just check if Dr. Hilary's there. No. Hi Rose, hi Emma, hi Fiona. Thank you for joining us today. Please feel free to ask questions in the comments. We've got our own appointment with the doctors today, which is very exciting. It's going to be giving us a prescription on happiness post-lockdown, how we can enjoy our staycations if we're not going abroad this year, and how to keep safe and well post-COVID. We are just going to give it another couple more minutes. Just waiting to introduce Dr. Hilary Jones, our much loved TV medic. Big name on GMB and Lorraine. Brilliant GP. And well-known health expert, so we are in good hands today. We just need him to join. Sorry about the delay, maybe 2 more minutes and we should have Dr. Hilary. We're also going to be talking about the increase in, obviously, mental health issues that have affected so many of us in lockdown. I think Dr. Hilary can give us some advice on really how to cope different coping mechanisms. Hi. We need Dr. Hilary to join. Hi, Debs. Sorry for the delay, guys. Perhaps we can use this time to think of some questions that you want to put to Dr. Hilary, touching on life post-lockdown. Just going to give it one more minute for Dr. Hilary to join. Amy, if you're there and watching this, can you check in with Dr. Hilary? He's late for his appointment. So what happens with Against the Lives is, in order to join me, Dr. Hilary needs to be following, which he is. It's just a matter of making sure. Let's go and check where he is. Dr. Hilary's here, yay! Right. Just waiting for Dr. Hilary to come on, and then we can begin. Hooray. Hi, Maddie. Hello. I can't hear you. Oh, I can't hear you, Dr. Hilary. Is your sound... Can you hear me? We can't hear you, Dr. Hilary. Sorry, guys, slight technical problem. Can you hear me, Dr. Hilary? Can't hear you. We can see you, can't hear you. Hi, Amanda. We're just waiting for... 1 second, okay. Sorry about the delay, everyone. Whilst we're waiting for Dr. Hilary, I think he needs to sort the volume out. We've got a one-on-one appointment with the nicest doctor around. So any questions on the post-lockdown, please put them in the comments and I will be putting them to Dr. Hilary. Lots of hearts going there. Not for me, I'm sure for Dr. Hilary, who will be back in 1 minute. In the meantime, hi Emma. Sorry about the delay, guys. So what we're talking about today, that those have just joined, is I am talking to Dr. Hilary Jones about life post-lockdown. Health, things to keep us healthy and well and fit, both mentally and physically. So Dr. Hilary's working with Willoughby on a campaign to do with staycations, the importance of staycations. So he's going to be chatting about, oh, you're back. We're going to be chatting to Dr. Hilary, hopefully very soon, about looking at positive ways to help us post-lockdown after the most daunting few months. There's a problem with the sound. Dr. Hilary, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Slight tech fault here. Hi, Anne. Hi, Julie. We're just waiting we've got a sound problem. I think Dr. Hilary's end. I'm not sure what it is. Dr. Hilary, have you got your, is there a mute on, is your phone on silent? You can't hear me. Hi, Dr. Jacintha. We're not hearing you. No. This has happened to me once before when I was being interviewed, and it's a right pain. 1 second. Okay. Well, guys, this is giving us enough time to get some questions in. So come on, put in your comments some questions that I can give to Dr. Hilary. Anything on life post-lockdown? Hi, Dr. Jacintha. Just a little tech error going on here. We're getting a nice view of Dr. Hilary's rabbits. So Willoughby, the UK's largest manufacturers of holiday homes and lodges. So we're working with them, with Dr. Hilary Jones, really to promote staycation holiday homes in England. That is not Dr. Hilary Jones. Oh dear. Hi, Kim. I think we've got a bit of a tech error here. Thank God, not my end. No, we can't hear you. Happy Friday, Kim. So whilst we're waiting for the problem, we now have me. Let me try and invite Dr. Hilary back. Right, I'm adding Dr. Hilary again. For those that are new to joining us, hi everyone, sorry for the delay. We are waiting to connect with Dr. Hilary Jones, and we're going to be discussing, hopefully, if we get there, life post-lockdown, health and fitness advice as we come out of a very grueling few months. And now I'm waiting for him to connect. I'm not quite sure what the issue is.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't touch anything. It just came up.
Oh, these things happen. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Sorry for all the technical hassle.
It's how it is these days, unfortunately.
Sure. How are you?
I'm good. I hopefully can see you in the flesh soon. How have you been, Dr. Hilary?
Yeah, very good. Very good. So yeah, it's been busy. It's been challenging, but you know, it's medical history we're living through. So it's what I do, and in terms of public health, it's massive.
Yeah, probably the biggest thing ever, or one of the biggest.
Certainly, for many people in their lifetimes, it's the biggest medical story, and it's certainly the biggest pandemic we've seen in 102 years. So it is going to change people's lives for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one of the things we're going to touch on today, with obviously it touching so many people's lives, is our mental health and life really post-lockdown as we come out of this awful time. So we're looking really at your advice, please, on, I suppose, really starting off with what are the biggest things as a doctor you have seen and what you think you'll see sort of post-lockdown.
Yeah, well, certainly people have been anxious. They've been very anxious.
So anxiety is going to be huge.
That's Rose trying to make sure we've got connection. Nightmare. So people have been very anxious. Firstly, about the virus itself. There was a lot of acute anxiety initially, and that with that. I think people were worried when they saw people flocking to supermarkets, buying up a toilet roll and hoarding supplies. They thought it was the end of the world was nigh.
Yeah.
That's kind of abated. People realise they can get enough food and essentials. However, it's people are now worried about the longevity of lockdown and how long this is going to last, and they're worried about their kids, the small children's education. They're worried about older kids at university. They're worried about their own jobs. They're becoming irritable. They're not sleeping. Some people are depressed. Some people are on edge all the time. Some people are smoking too much, drinking too much.
Yeah.
And no one's in control of it. So it's beyond our control. We don't know how long the world is going to be changed for. And I think that uncertainty is creating a lot of concern and mental ill health. But I think it's important to keep a sense of perspective on this. I mean, we've lived through much worse than this. And whilst this isn't, it's not flu, it's much worse than flu, but it's not as bad as Ebola. And the young people are relatively protected. The people who need to shield are obviously worried that their freedoms are going to be curtailed for some time. And I would say to people, look, keep a sense of perspective. Make sure that you protect yourself as much as possible, and the risks are quite small.
Yeah.
If we socially distance, if we wear masks, if we avoid big gatherings and indoor places, the prevalence rate is quite low in the UK. And we should all be able to stay safe, get everything we need. And I think a lot of people are realizing that there are benefits to being, not having to commute, being able to work from home, seeing more time with family, having meals together. It's not all bad. And I think it's really important. It's good to have a bit of optimism.
Yeah, and I think thinking positive as we go forwards is going to be something we've all got to focus on, really. I know, obviously the reports out on the mental health statistics are huge. So I'd like to talk to you, not so much on a sort of medical prescription basis, but more how we can uplift ourselves, I suppose, in a natural way. I know we're discussing your association with Willoughby today. So really to do with holidaying and staycations and being in the great outdoors and one at nature and that sort of thing, which might sound a bit naff how I've said it, but it's true.
Oh no, it's very true. I think, look, for many people, you know, staying at home for weeks on end is mind numbing. People feel imprisoned and they feel claustrophobic, and they crave social company, and just a bit of fresh air and seeing a horizon. And I think for many people at the moment, traveling on public transport or aeroplanes is too much of a risk.
Yeah.
So, you know, getting into a little bubble with your family and in the bubble of your car and going to a staycation somewhere in the UK makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
In fact, I know for sure that the campsite shops are inundated at the moment. People buying camping equipment because they feel that they're sleeping in a tent somewhere in the great outdoors is a lovely adventure.
Yeah,
If
I
you
think
look at the advantages, it's easy to get to.
yeah.
You can easily get home if you need to. You've got NHS cover if you need it. You don't have to worry about insurance for traveling abroad. It's safe, relatively safe from the virus.
Yeah.
And you're going to meet people who are like-minded. You can get some fresh air, see some lovely beaches or forests or trails, hills. You can ramble, you can swim, you can go boating. There are so many options.
Yeah.
Just even if it's 3 or 4 days, it's like 2 weeks away, you know, on another holiday, which could be more stressful.
And also with the passport problem, I mean, I've just got a passport now for my middle son that was one of the delayed ones. But I think with people that have had passport problems as well, it's a no-brainer just to have a staycation.
Oh, absolutely. You don't have to worry about quarantine forms and, you know, getting
Yeah.
addressed where you're going to be. And you've got the security of knowing that if anything changes and there's another sudden lockdown or another edict from the government, that, you know, you can get home quite quickly. And
Yeah.
there are some beautiful locations and sites, you know, to choose
So
from.
one of our viewers is asking, Rose is asking you, Dr. Hilary, where do you like to go on holiday in the UK?
Oh, I think my favourite corners would be Cumbria, the lakes. I love, you know, the hills are just stunning, and the lakes are wonderful. But I like the West Coast. I like Cornwall as well. I like the rugged coastline in Cornwall, Pembrokeshire, North Wales, Snowdonia as well, Pennines. I mean, there are so many places.
Yeah. Exactly.
I probably know the West, Scotland as well. I know the West Coast. Probably better than I know the East Coast, but you know, there are so many different places to explore.
And in terms of our health and our mental health, as we sort of, you know, we've come so cocooned in our homes, do you think there might be an issue getting out the home and feeling anxious and panicky and all that sort of thing?
I think there are some people who, you know, who are extremely anxious by the whole thing, and those people who are quite complacent. And most people are somewhere in between. They're being responsible, they're being careful. But there are definitely people who are thinking the virus is everywhere, and it's lethal. And of course, it isn't everywhere, and it isn't always lethal. It's very rarely lethal. However, it's good to be, as the government says, alert or vigilant or just cautious. And people should get out. I mean, it's really useful to go outside your front door, you know, enjoy some fresh air. We know that ultraviolet light from the sun helps to decay the virus quickly. So it's not really such a big risk outdoors.
Right.
And to sort of see some greenery and smell some grass and some flowers, see a horizon, look at the sky. It's part of eco health. You know, it makes us feel good when we're out with nature. And I would encourage people to do that. Okay. And exercise. I haven't even mentioned exercise. One of the best things that, you know, better than any drug that, you know, you don't even need to prescribe it. And a lot of people have taken more exercise as a way of de-stressing. And a lot of people have got much healthier during lockdown, funnily enough.
And a lot of people have eaten their way the whole way through lockdown.
I know they have. Some people have put on weight and some people have got fitter. So, yeah, you make your choice.
Yeah. Touching on fitness, we've touched on obviously the great outdoors and nature. What sorts of things should we be doing to keep ourselves fit? And I suppose building up our immune systems to keep us protected.
Yeah, well, I think eating well, eating a good, nutritious, healthy diet, especially in the summer, lots of salads, fruit and veg. This is the time to do that.
Yeah.
I think also exercising regularly, a little bit every day. Could be just a brisk walk, could be some cycling, could be do that with the kids. Anything, bit of gardening. Lots of people have got the tidiest gardens they've ever had for years because they're spending more time doing that. And then I think, some vitamin D. Make sure you've got plenty of vitamin D. So a little bit of exposure to the sun without burning creates most of the vitamin D that we have in our bodies. 90% comes from sunlight exposure. And we know that vitamin D really helps to keep the immune response strong, but damps down the exaggerated immune response that we see in some people who are otherwise healthy who suffer badly with COVID.
Right.
So vitamin D is a good supplement to consider. 1,000 international units a day. If you don't get the sun, and you don't take fortified cereals or eat egg yolk or liver or other things that vitamin D is rich in. So I think vitamin D is a good supplement. I think making sure that you're not smoking too much, not drinking too much alcohol, and just getting some fresh air and exercising. That's really what's good for your immune system.
Right.
Not getting too stressed either.
Okay, and Victoria, one of our viewers, has put a really good question in, which I think probably affects a lot of people. When you go away, I don't know about you, but it takes a couple of days to switch off and unwind and sleep. Well, how can you sort of help yourself with that? Because, if you're going away for a 3-day break, for example, you don't want to spend the first 2 days.
Well, I know it's a good question. We all know that if we go abroad for 2 weeks, we spend 2 days worrying about have we got everything ready, have we got the passports, the tickets, the money, the insurance, are we going to be not late for the plane, have we got everything we need, and you spend 2 days worrying before you leave again. I think the benefit of a staycation is that you can just throw things in the car and go, and you're there quickly, you're there within a few hours. So as soon as you get there, you switch off. You're not traveling and worrying for 2 days either side of your holiday. So once you're there, you've got this lovely new environment, which is healthy. Hopefully you've switched your devices off at least for a few hours, because devices tie us to our work, and we don't actually need our devices very, very much. So if you can limit the time you spend on your phone or your computer on a staycation, so much the better. And then just enjoy the new surroundings. That's what it's about. But you're there quickly.
Yeah.
I think that what you do is you just say, well, I know everything's all right at home. It's only up the road. I'm here. I can now unwind, relax, and get on with my holiday.
Yeah.
So I looked at some of the Willoughby homes, and I was blown away when I went to the exhibition. They are so all-encompassing now. You've got everything you need. They're very luxurious, but you open the doors and there's nature just right there.
Sounds wonderful.
So I would recommend it.
This Great British Break Off report that you've been doing with them.
Yeah.
What was your surprise with some of the findings?
I was surprised that people said that they prefer to take lots of little breaks now than one big holiday.
Right.
Because we all know one big holiday is costs an arm and a leg these days. There are very few bargain holidays by the time you've paid for everything, and it can be quite stressful with the travel. So people are saying, actually, we like to go away for a long weekend several times a year, rather than just have the one big holiday. And if that one big holiday is a stressful disaster, it's ruined your year.
Yeah.
Whereas lots of staycations, you're spreading the joy, really.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to be said for that. So that's one of the things that surprised me. And another thing surprised me, said people like to spend time with family rather than with friends or on their own. So they like going with grandpa, grandma, the youngsters, and that intergenerational mixing of a family is really beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, and also I think because of what we've all been through, we're also shell-shocked, and the whole thing of the kids not being able to see the grandparents. I think to be able to see them and to have these holidays is just like the best medicine. Oh,
it's really good. I mean, I know that the youngsters learn things that they would never learn from their own parents, because it's a different generation. And and they get to play games that they've never come across before, and they're sort of blown away by this game that Granddad, has taught them. So I think that's useful, and of course the grandparents get huge joy from seeing the grandchildren develop and their little personalities coming on. So I think that's great, and then maybe the adults can get a little bit of a break too. So I think intergenerational care is something that's growing, and particularly after lockdown, when there's been that separation, and that that we haven't been able to express that unconditional love except through Instagram Live or Zoom.
And I think it's how precious life is. So I think doing a staycation with the family is by far the best thing. Oh, you're frozen.
I'm back.
You're back. So let's just wrap this up. So what I think a lot of people have asked me when they knew I was going to be speaking to you, Dr. Hilary, when we do go away, if it's in England, do you suggest we still take things like hand sanitizers, everything with us?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think it's worth making sure that you're still taking all the precautions. I mean, because the virus is going to be with us for a little while yet, some months. So I think, certainly take your hand sanitizers. Remember that it's inevitable that even if you stop for petrol, the petrol pump buttons will have been touched by a few people. So wear your gloves, use your hand sanitizers. When you use your card, just think like a microbiologist would think. What have you touched that might be contaminated? Use hand sanitizer. Wear masks whenever you go into a shop or a supermarket. Or in a petrol station. When you get to the site, just give it a quick clean. I know that Willoughby staycations are really hot on cleaning and on making sure that the facilities aren't overused and are thoroughly cleansed every time. So I think if you've got that peace of mind and you're careful to eat out when you can, outside a restaurant or outside a pub, then you're taking every precaution, and that needs to carry on, and the social distancing as well.
Yeah. Are you getting a break?
I'm definitely getting a break. Yeah, I've actually
coming up saying they're missing you on the TV.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I look. It's been a really interesting few months, and I get lots of nice messages saying that I've kept everything in perspective and kept people informed, which is really nice to hear. I'll continue to do that. I'm always realistic, and I try to be optimistic, but pragmatic at the same time. So I'm just off for a couple more weeks. I'm going to take a couple of short breaks, see the family, and then come back fully recharged with whatever's going on in the news then.
Boy, do you deserve that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry about the bit at the beginning.
No, that's my fault because I'm such an idiot with technology.
I am still too. Too long before I can see you in real life.
That would be nice.
Hilary.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.